Ladies and gentlemen, this is Internet Personality Evangelist. It's Friday night, and I'm a lonely dude surrounded by toys, so I think it's time for another V-build. Now, we've built some, candy toys, and we've built boxes, but I think it's time to step up our game. I think it's time to build something of a oh my god, this box is enormous. Hang on a second. Something of a master grade master grade quality. This should, only take me about 10-15 minutes or so, but I'm gonna build me some MG Figurerise. So will you join me, ladies and gentlemen? Let's pop this sucker open! Oh my god, this is huge. Well, it's not like there's all that many parts. I mean, you just got a couple of pieces and a few more, and, oh jeez. Well, at least we're at the bottom of oh man. Anyway. Quick build, people, quick build! So I love how there are a billion parts on all these different runners that I'm supposed to entirely ignore. I've heard that you don't get enough to actually build like any spare pieces out of this thing, or an entire spare rider or whatnot, but I mean, like, I'm supposed to ignore bits of black bat shot. Anyone who has Luna Trigger, is that enough there to actually build a little dark bat shot? Because that would be fun. Whoa, hey, color, what's all this? Oh, right. Hey, what's up? You should buy all of the MG Figurises so you can fill up your suitcase and then buy them all 3 times to make all the doubles. Perfect. Anyway, let's get going on this. One thing I like is that they actually list to you all the sprues you'll be using for a given part of the body. Anyway, I've cut out everything beforehand and laid it all out on its places on the instruction sheet. Hopefully something horrible won't happen, like me cartwheeling into the table and knocking everything over, but let's have a go at this. Okay, so I think we're starting off with a neck kind of deal here, so what am I doing? We got some classic polycaps, your Bandai staple rubbery plastic joint pieces. Sticking you in here. Alright, well, build's over. Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh, I kid. I think we're building a neck here. If that's not overly obvious to anybody. What's interesting about Skull is that I think a lot of the multicolored parts on the double body, like the stripe, they're all just black here. And I think, given the sheer number of sprues this guy had, I think a lot of this stuff was custom sprued up just for the sake of how you inject plastic into those frames. I don't know, but we do have a neck. I didn't show like all the clipping of stuff because I figured with this being a Bandai MG, it wouldn't be as useful to everyone to see the clipping of 5 million pieces of plastic. I'm trying a new little setup here, just so that I can continue with my little personal goal of making these V-builds filmable to a degree that I'm kind of happy with, but also not a drag to actually do, because I am building these models kind of for my own fun. There's a little ridge here, and you gotta line it up with the inside of the ring. Oh man, there are so many ripples on this. It's beautiful. And I gotta do it again. Maybe I'll just cut past here and spare you all seeing it a second time. Or maybe I'll just say that this time, and I'll just, I'll sit here gabbing away about nothing useful, and then the next time we come across one of these, I'll do a cut. One of these repetitive bits. These Figurerise dudes, I haven't actually been picking up at all. I kind of decided that I'd love to try them out, but I'd jump in on them with Skull, because he's one of the most standalone designs who's gotten one of these. Up until Axel came out, anyway. And we're nearing the end of the first 2/3 of the first page of the build, ladies and gentlemen. This is history-making. How is this supposed to go together? Like, am I just sliding you in? Okay, I am. I haven't built a master-grade anything in a really long time. And, hope that you're all enjoying watching me flail and fail here. Oh, it's time for a grande build-up of all these things you just saw me do. Let's slap it together. We can take our core here, stick the neck on top, make sure that there's an Adam's apple on this thing. Holy crap. Stick that on there. And then what are we doing? Taking this thing, and then part number 1/4. Oh, I see. Alright, jam you in, and then stick you into here. I gotta always hand it to Bandai, for making some pretty complicated plastic kits. Oh, I got email. They are pretty good about keeping this stuff. Wait a second, what's going? Oh, I gotta rotate this thing up. Okay, so this is a rotating part here. That's interesting. And then sticking it on here. But they do make these kits pretty intuitive despite the sheer number of parts. But check this out. We got a Skullman's collarbone. Sweet. So that footage I had on the camera was actually from the newest That Guy with the Glasses review I did, which was, at this time of recording, War for Cybertron, Optimus Prime, and Megatron. If you haven't checked that one out, if you think those are neat toys or want to know about them, please do. The That Guy with the Glasses videos I've been doing of late, I've been trying to make them a worthwhile experience for folks who already watch my YouTube stuff. So if you've not been watching them and you think it's a waste of your time, then there's some new stuff in there, quite a bit of new stuff. If you want to check them out, please do. I also just totally put some rib cages on Skull's chest, and hey look, I magically did it twice. This is the beginning of the more recognizable chest piece, and this is clicking hella solid together. I dig it. Did you hear that click-clack? Wow. And then for his back, we got some asymmetry going on. Oh, clever. And hopefully a little bit more. Oh, yeah, solidity. I dig that. I was thinking about whether or not I want to go in and do like a black matte coat on all these parts, but I think I'm just going to build it dry, see how it looks, and then change my mind later. This is our aforementioned collarbone piece. I don't know if there's that much that the paint will do to help out this guy that is not already done here. I mean, this is a pretty cool silver plastic. I would like to go in and paint this silver. Like, ideally, I'd like to build this dude, mess with him for a while, and then when I feel like I've had my fill of that, kind of disassemble him a little bit and just give everything a black spray down and then a matte coat, and then dot in all the silver bits. I'm not sure what the impedance here is, unless it's the shoulder joints. Are they just getting in the way? Oh, there we go. Right. Now we've got us some Narumi Sokichi pectorals. You know, these MG Figurises I'm finding more and more interesting as time goes on. I just saw some pictures of the O's Tatoba, and it looks really cool because you know how the double ones, right? They're all like, hey, you should buy 3 of each so you can build all 9 forms of double. So the first thing you think when they say, oh, hey, we're doing O's is, oh, great, so I have to buy, 15 of each to do every single combo because O's has 3 parts instead of 2 parts. And lo and behold, I check out the listing for O's, and I see some new pictures of them from some magazine, and it looks like the Figurerise O's Tatoba is being built so that you can do the O's combo change gimmick with him without having to destroy the model. Like, literally take, like, his headpiece with the upper part of the chest metal, just pull that out, straight out, and then, pull him in half, and then the lower part of the chest metal, the lower third, is just a piece that ball joints in and out. It's really cool. And I think it's a great idea because, I'm sure not a lot of people went all in. I'm trying to find the camera here. Went all in on the whole let me buy 3 of every O's ploy. So perhaps that was Bandai maybe showing a little bit of not so much restraint, but maybe admission of defeat. And going like, alright, listen, we know you're not going to buy 500 copies of these models every time, especially with O's being, crazy. So, throw you a bone. Master Grade O's is also combo change. And I think that's also really good because it sets O's apart and makes it so it's kind of like a combination of it's got some figure arts qualities and it's got some combo change qualities. So it's like if you want to build a large version of the dude, then hey, guess what? The Master Grade will do all the O's gimmicks. And check this out. We got us some ab crunching. Oh, he's like a caterpillar. A little bit left to do though. Final stages go, ladies and gentlemen. Final stage for, part 1 of many. The assembly of the shoulder pads is a lot different than I expected, because basically we're building the outer ridge here. I'm trying to, once again, orient where the hell I am in relation to the camera. And, so we're building this outer silver ridge, and then taking the inside bit and sticking it over top, which I find very strange, but seems to be functional. Let's do the other side. Hopefully this will be a little bit more viewable. I think the reason why I'm having trouble getting this video to be shot correctly is because this is also a far larger model kit than a mini pla Gosager or a Rockman, or, you know, like a box. But, you know, I'm trying to figure some stuff out here, and we also have just finished step 1. So let's continue on to step 2, which is Le Kopf der Noggin, the Skull of Skull. It's time to start building the Skull of Skull. We got some polycap going into slot action here, and then we're sticking it all together. How am I doing? Sticking it all together. Thank you. Now, first thing, check out this mug. There are some silver stickers to put on the eyes, and you do that before you put the compound lenses in. I think I'm going to do that now. So we got a sticker sheet all set here, and if I bust out my X-Acto, I have a thing to put stickers onto. So let's give this a shot. This is going to be very tricky to capture properly on camera, I think. We got one shiny eye. These stickers are I think even if you're going to paint this dude, these stickers are worth doing, because they are just like literally a reflective surface. And I think that they are sort of necessary to have the shiny eye behind the lens look. So this one you might actually see a little bit better when I'm sticking it down here. Let's find that corner. How do I feel about this corner? Maybe I'll belay the use of that X-Acto and just stick it on with my thumbs. But yeah, stickers are interesting. I don't usually like stickers, but I have found that when they are done, there's usually a science to how you can do them. I would always recommend, you know, if you're careful, you can use an X-Acto to do this, but, you know, maybe a Q-tip might be better. Just something that can really help push it down into the crevices and make it contour to what's there, I think is the key. Toothpicks also are always a nice thing to use, although I think that they are just as potentially damaging as an X-Acto. More so because they don't have a flat end, whereas with an X-Acto, at least you have something you can lift up parts of the stickers with. And this is also all, like, again, I am not a very pro modeler, so everything I'm saying, take it with, like, you know, a barrel full of salt grains. Like, there's grains of salt, and then there's how much salt you should take my advice with when it comes to modeling. Lots of salt. Sodium's actually not all that good for you. It gives you a heart attack if you have too much of it. I'm always trying to cut sodium down. But then I get moody, you know, like on a lonely Friday night when I'm sitting here building models, and I go out and I'm like, I'm going to make myself feel better. I'm going to buy a bag of chips. Go out and buy a bag of Old Dutch peppercorn ranch, suck all that down, and wake up the next morning with no moisture in my mouth and, like, my heart pounding. It's not good, but we do have the chrome eyes in place. Hey, yo, so there's another sticker I think I'll do. It's the E sticker here, the tiny, tiny little red one. I might go back and paint this one in later. For now, I'll do it just so I got the look. I say this, and it's going to be like, I'll just stick all these stickers in to paint in later, and then none of them get painted in later, because I'm lazy. The sticker's a lot bigger than the spot it seems to be sculpted to go onto. I'm wondering if I'm supposed to contour it on, or what. Because there is a small raised area here, so I'm trying to see if I can maneuver this to just be on that raised part and leave the black stuff next to it black. I like how that sticker turned out now. It's probably going to peel off in a few seconds, but let's leave it like this for posterity. But anyway, I'm trying to make the Blip TV, that guy with the glasses stuff, have a point, and I just really want to avoid doing nothing but reiterated content, and I think I've kind of gotten to a safety zone on that now. One thing I'd like to try bringing over to Blip actually are these V-builds, but I don't really want to edit them up, because I like how they are now. So maybe if I just, I don't know, add more music to them or something, because I think it could be an interesting little backlog to have on there, but I don't know. If you're interested in all in what I do on Blip, let me know. Alright, screw this, let's do the full sticker Monty. I mean, we're doing a V-build, why not? If I take these off later, then at least I'll have done them once. And I kind of want to see what it looks like with these little... There's two options, basically. There's these little tiny black stickers, and then there's this doofy-looking one here. I'm not going to do the doofy one, but I want to try putting these tiny black stickers in. So let's have a go of it. Let's see. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing or not. Oh, you can. Good. So I'm going to use the X-Acto to try to lay this somewhere into the groove where it seems to... Okay, this isn't working. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to bust out a trusty toothpick. And let's just tap it into that crevice. I mean, like, if you're going to use the stickers because you don't want to do the painting, that's cool. But I'd say do it more so because you don't have paint, rather than doing it to save yourself trouble. Because if you're going to do stickers, I say go all out on them and go through all this hassle to try to do them with a little bit of panache. And if I can just fingernail this into the right spot. These stickers are tricky as hell, man. All right, I think I've found an in. Oh, here we go. Drew, if you're watching, this had better be the most goddamn relaxing thing you've ever seen. Well, shout out to classic YouTube comrade Ido11. Also, I totally broke my toothpick. No, this isn't working at all. What if we use the back end of the X-Acto? Okay, one of these looks a hell of a lot better than the other. These side ones maybe are a little bit thinner. Is that why they're getting all crumpled up? I don't know. I'll go in there and fix it up later, maybe. Again, I think that the worst thing for me to say on camera is I'm going to go fix that later, because then everyone's going to be all like, hey, did you fix it yet? And I'll be like, yeah, I totally know. But thanks for asking. These stickers are clearly thicker than the bottom of the face grill divot. So I think the trick is trying to find that center, then jamming the center of the sticker down and having the sticker kind of fold up the very, very small sides of the face canyon to give it a kind of shaded look, like more so the second one here than the first one. But let's try another one. Aside from filling in some time, I'm also kind of hoping, as I said in I think the first one, make this kind of a vicarious experience for you all, so that while you watch this, you can kind of be all like, yeah, it's kind of like I'm there building a model, only I'm not, because I'd be doing a way better job of it than that inept Eurasian gentleman. Though he is somewhat cute, and I surely would like to marry him to my daughter. Whoa, that got a little bit Baccano 9. Am I right, gentlemen? All three of you who have any idea what I'm talking about? Here's half of the stickered face grill. I'll do the rest and show you what happened. Insert just get off blip, ya hell of a sellout. Anyway, long pauses between these takes, by the way. I don't entirely remember what I was just talking about like 20 minutes ago, but just gonna assemble the Skull of Skull, and that's a cool effect, actually. You see, I like that it's all layered like this, but then it makes me say, like, couldn't this layering have somehow been carried down into this mouth grill? Because we're fully stickered up now, and it looks okay until you look at it for too long. I think I am going to have to go in there and just, ink those in. And like any sane person should, just use like a $2 pen to do it. But that is the sticker job. If you do choose to sticker it up, that's what you'll be getting. And we're sticking the back plates on now. This is a pretty cool head design, though. I guess my only real problem with it is that you're going to see in a sec, there's some seam lines right here, basically, on either side of the head. Just look at how much seam lining there is. This is kind of gross, almost. And I don't really, you can putty this stuff in or whatever, but then you gotta repaint the whole head silver, and that's kind of a bummer because they chose a pretty decent silver plastic to have a bit of sheen to it. So, and these are tree connection points here. You can't really just get rid of those. So that kind of sucks, but if you look at it from the front, then it looks fine. It looks tray cool. We got some compound eye action going on here. Anyway, we're also done the head, so it's time for some limbs and then accessories. All this is gonna become one arm. Believe it. So first we gotta cross weave some polycaps in here. It's all molded, so you don't really have to worry too much about putting them in incorrectly, but you do have to put them in two different directions. One with the little cross bit sticking up, one with the bit sticking sideways. This arm is pretty... I've heard this arm is pretty intense from people who have built this thing before. I guess I'll be finding out over the course of this just how intense this can be. It is a lot of parts for an arm, mostly because of a gimmick that most of you probably are aware of, and if you're not, well, you'll find out about it eventually. But I kind of like how dense this makes things look. Like I haven't completed one of these before, so I don't entirely know how dense these become, but the sheer amount of plastic involved in this is inspiring. I'm pleased with how much this... Am I putting this together right? Oh, here we go. And then this goes... Oh, wait. That thing I just put in has to go on top of the thing I just put... that I just put together. So hang on, I gotta do this backwards. Oh, God! Man, when I come back to paint the internal musculature of this thing and paint in the skeleton for whenever I decide to disassemble it, oh, what a day that will be. This polycap just totally came loose. Everything's going wrong! Alright, here we go. And then I stick this in over top. And now we're set. Alright, what's next? I got all the parts here cut out and ready to go. So, don't have to pause too much, but how on earth do I do this? Now it's snapped in place, you can see there. I had to clip on through there. And now we're taking this part and closing this over the rest of that. Thusly? Is it? Ah, that's satisfying. And then we take this piece and we close up some more of the arm. I'm not entirely sure what part of the arm I'm looking at here. Okay, that's the bicep. This is the elbow joint. B17. This runs through here. Got another polycap to stick in. There's cutaway views on the instructions, which are helping a whole lot with figuring out exactly how all this stuff clicks together. Oh, here we go. Now I'm starting to see what's going on. As though I wasn't already before. But this is a beautiful little bit of assembly, I think. This is clever. This makes me feel like I am building a goddamn model kit. Not to say that I haven't felt that way about the Rockman or the Mini-Pla, but this one, like, triply so. Look at the ripples on this sculpt. That's so cool. And then we're sticking this up top in here. And, wrist bracelet. There's a specific way this is supposed to go on. I believe it's like this. Yes! Do I have to put this in any... Does it click? Alright, so it's kind of holding itself in there. Kind of reminiscent of the Figurearts, actually, that the wrist bracelet seems to be this loose. Maybe that fixes itself later. But now we're going to move up the instruction sheet. And this is the crazy part. So we got to take a whole bunch of tiny-ass pieces and stick them together to form into posable hands and fingers and whatnot. There we are. So we're sticking these things in. I'm just gonna pull these over here. You ever assembled a hand? I'm sure all you Gundamites are all like, you gormless noob. This is nothing. Let me tell you all about the human body of a perfect grade I built one time. But for me, it's some of the most intense model building I've ever done. It's making a new man of me. Here we go. So we've got some fingers, and then we got to make an index finger, which is separate. Here we go. And so that's the scary part done. Then we got this palm. And we got to stick this inside the palm. I've heard that, you know, see how these three fingers are linked together. I'm sure you can take an X-Acto to slice them all to be free rolling on their own. But I'm going to see if I ever find myself wishing the posability could even do that. Because these are also some spindly fingers. I'm not sure if I would really want them whipping around all by themselves. So we've laid those in. Now we gotta lay a thumb in. Speaking of more tiny pieces, let's build a wrist. Oh, where'd my fixed focus go? I just set this up, and now I've screwed it up already. Here we go. So stick this in here. And then this joint even has its own specific notching by which it wants to enter these joints. I think I've got this all set up. Ah! Click. Excellent. So we've got to lay this inside here thusly. And then stick the knuckle plate over top. Hope that all lines up naturally. Oh, here we go. We have a hand, ladies and gentlemen. It wants to call to you. And finally, let's jam this in here. And I believe, yeah, there's a click. Oh, satisfying click. And we've got us an arm. I'm going to magically have another arm form itself and then come back for some leg action. But you know, we're at the halfway point. Why don't we assemble half a skull? Before then, I should mention, actually, I assembled one of these hands with one palm and the other one with another. There are two types of palms you can have. This one has a tab on it here, such that he can hold accessories. So I thought I'd put that into his usual gun-holding hand. And then over here, you've got a clean palm with no tabs. The other two palms are just chilling out here. They're going to go into the spare bits bag, I think. And it is not impossible to swap palms, but it is a hell of a lot of work, and I think that I would have rather just built two sets of hands, but I understand how that can go. Anyway, let's arm him up, as it were. Oh. So just plug this in here, drop the shoulder pad down, and hopefully I'll be able to pop these back out sometime if I ever want to matte coat this guy or paint him or something. And then, hey look, it's some scarfage. Now I forgot what way this goes on. I think it goes on this way. Yeah, that seems like a natural kind of fit. And then let's pop the head on top. Come on. Oh! We are on our way, ladies and gentlemen, to Skullhood. Oh, also, by the way, we're not building legs next. First, we are building a crotch and pelvis and belt. Well, after what certainly wasn't a 24-hour break, it's time to build Skull's crotch. So, this seems to be a pretty simple operation. We're just going to connect some pieces and hopefully form some crotch. I don't know about you guys, but I really appreciate a good solid crotch on a Kamen rider. You know, without a solid crotch, really, what does a rider have? What does a rider have to be proud of? And, in my opinion, not very much. You have a good rider torso, you got a good rider set of legs, that's all great, but what is it without a good solid crotch? And I do like the sheer number of parts involved in this crotch. It is making me feel like this crotch could take a lickin' and keep on ticking. And I'm cool with that. You know, I would not want a crotch to be incapable of handling a lickin', because an unlickable crotch, what purpose does it serve, you know? That's the question I got for you, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I want to know. What am I doing next? Oh, right, more crotch. This is, again, much like the collarbone chest area. I'm liking how dense the pieces are here. It's not so much about how many pieces am I putting together, it's like how many pieces are occupying a single, somewhat condensed space, and I'm digging it. There's railing inside here. It corresponds with bits here. So we stick this in like thusly. Alright, now we're solid. Only now I gotta pick up the thing I dropped. Ow! That was my head hitting the side of the camera. Luckily, my head's very durable, and I don't usually notice minor blunt traumas like that. You know, because I'm a tough guy. I'm cool. You know, I'm just saying. And now we're gonna build us the Lost Driver. And that's kind of exciting, because, you know, that's a bit of Kamen Rider history. By history, I mean it was a piece of toy sale that was in the show. But that aside, I think I see how this goes together. And there's going to be a sticker here, too, which, you know, excites me, because, you know, stickers. This part, I believe, sticks onto here. Correct? Yes, and now let's do some stickerage. This is another one of those obscenely tiny stickers, but I dig it, you know. Tiny stickers have a place in this world, and one of those places is along the top of this here Lost Driver. I think I've got this lined up properly. Put the sharp object down. It's having a bit of overlap here and there, and that's a little disappointing, but hey, you know, it's shiny. And now we can stick this, along with this mysterious piece here, into here. How's this going again? Oh, this is the filler piece, I see. This is the piece that fills in the gap left behind by the lack of another piece of double driver. And that's kind of cool. The gearing is actually all still here for the gimmick of having them move in unison, but since there's nothing to move in unison, let's just fill that up. How does this go in? Okay, it goes along the side here. It cups this piece. I see now. I see now. I said, okay, here we go. This does not feel like it's very solidly in there, but hey, it's a driver. There we go, and then we got to stick it on the front bit, And once we stick on the front bit, there's another sticker to go on there. Well, that's why you shouldn't use a knife when you do the stickers, because I totally just scratched up some of this this purple metallic, you know, hoo-ha. But ignore that. Anyway, that aside, the sticker's on there. I will probably need to paint over that eventually. And now we can just stick this onto the front here. Ah, that's a solid click. I like that. And bam, we got some completed crotch. I say completed crotch, but not quite, because it's time for the maximum drive slot to go together. And this thing is pretty simple to assemble. In fact, I don't even need the instructions to see where that goes. And now we have a completed belt, and we are ready to go. A few billion parts, that probably means it's another limb, and that is correct. This is a leg. So let's get this party started, alright. This is apparently going to make a pachin noise when I click it together. Let's see if it actually does that. Alright, ready? Oh, that was a hell of a pachin! Alright, and then we got some polycap action here. I gotta orient these things properly. I don't know if I'm orienting them properly. I don't know how directions work, and I am very scared. Oh god! What am I doing? Oh, here we go. Blam. And then this one goes in downways. I don't know why these things... I guess it's kind of like... This adds a polycap rounded sensation whilst locking it in place, because these polycaps are like, they're round except for like parts of a hexagon. It's weird. And then I think we're just closing... Oh, we're closing all this stuff up around it. Okay. Oh, we're building another one of these mechanism thingies. Lovely. Blammo. Okay. And now what are we doing? Sticking this on the front. Oh, we're dressing it up now so it looks a lot more organic. This must be part of another one of those hardcore mechanisms. This looks like it's easier to put in this way. Oh wait, I'm supposed to put something together here first. Okay, we got a polycap going into here. Man, I love how much stuff is in here. This is great. This makes me feel like I am getting my hella money's worth. And again, denseness of parts. I guess that's really the MO of this thing. And I can't say I mind. Now we've got our cutaway looking proper. And we can close her up. Don't ask me why the cutaways are ladies. Really, don't ask me. I don't want to hear about it. Don't ask me. This part here. Okay. It's a weird looking polycap. But, you know, who am I to complain? Polycaps are as polycaps are. And looks like we're sticking you inside here. Oh, yeah! And now what? Okay, we gotta build stuff around this again. Something fell over here, I think, but we're all good. Okay, I see I should have put that other part in first. But, you know, we handle our mistakes. And by mistakes, I don't mean mistakes. I'm sorry. Let me re-speak that. We handle our improvisations. Yeah, that's better. Alright, now what do I do? Stick this in you. Oh, solid. And looks like this plugs down here. Alright. Oh, it all kind of... Okay, there's some cuts, like diagonal cuts, to get all this to line up together properly. Ah, yes. We're getting places, ladies and gentlemen. Armoring up the front of this thing. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm finding this model build to be insanely satisfying. Except that I can't get this part... Oh, here we go. Alright. Click. And now down here. Looks like just another click. Boom. Alright, leg done. Now we gotta build the foot, which is just a little ways down here, down south, if you will. This part involves actually a lot of rubber, it looks like, including some rubber sole pieces for the bottom of the shoe, which is really neat. And hopefully I can get to that part sometime in the next year or so. Oh no, I'm already there. Never mind. It's time. So we got one rubber shoe piece. We stick this, I guess, inside it, and then seal this all together here. Alright, I see. And for the toe joint, assemble things together like thus. Oh man. This is like my first master grade kit. I think I said this before because I didn't take a one-day break or anything. First master grade kit in ages. And this is super cool. Like, I am way digging this thing. Oh, we're done. Alright, just gotta get the ankle joint in. That didn't go in. Just gotta get the ankle joint in. Okay, something's wrong here. Oh, I see. This whole thing does not look very happy inside. Gotta get it situated a little bit more solidly before I close things up, or it'll just bend and warp. Here we go. Whoa. Steady there, little lady. Alright. Now I think this is going to go together a bit easier. Yeah, that's better. And then jam you up in that business. And leg is complete. Oh, yeah! Oh, it's time for the next stage. It's time for full body assembly. Let's just plug these bits together and see what a full-size skull is like. I am digging the body mass here. This looks super cool, but there are a few little details to add in. First and foremost, it's time to sticker his Gaia memory. And this is gonna be tricky. Gotta get this lined up just right, and then have it go off kilter like that. And having learned from the energy waves inside the Lost Driver, I'm going to not use the X-Acto to push this into place. But that does go in rather satisfyingly. Next up for the scarf, we just gotta stick a little clear peg inside here. And this peg adds a ball joint to the front. So now we can plug this in. And hey, he's got his scarf complete. Finally, the mark of a true man and the application of the somewhat silly looking sticker that goes on top. I'm not sure entirely how I'm going to get this to line up correctly. This feels beyond haphazard. Oh dear. Well, if we smooth it out a little bit, we just have a few hideous wrinkles in the sticker. This is also exactly why I would recommend just going for paint on these kind of things, because, you know, you're still sticking a basically straight object on a round surface. It looks okay, you know, but not quite where I would have liked things to go. But it does look rather dapper once placed atop his head. Oh, I do dig it. I dig it quite a bit. He is a man. Remember those really, really silly stickers on the inside of his mouth grill? Well, they also have some for the inside of the shoulder detailing. And, let's try sticking them on. Just, you know, what have we got to lose other than having to rip them all out later when they look horrible? These are tiny ass stickers. So these are thin enough such that I guess when they do wrinkle up, you don't entirely notice that they've done so. But to say that this does not feel entirely sturdy as a bunch of stickers would be an understatement. It's just like I said before, this feels like it's almost more work than to just take a pen and follow the line that's sculpted in there. I mean, let's try to line this all up, because there's a separate sticker to go. I'm gonna remove your hat actually, just so I don't drop it. There's a separate sticker to now connect onto that previous one, and then ideally follow the line. Oh god, this is so severely uncool. Alright. No? Okay. Or are we? Stick together. You minx. True test doesn't even meet up with the other end. Did something go wrong back there? Let's pull it tighter. Come on, come on, come on, come on, you can do it. Okay, it's like maybe a millimeter off if I smooth this all out. This is just so haphazard. Alright, I think that meets up properly over here. So that's a stickered shoulder pad. I'm gonna go try doing the other one off camera. Hey, so it's been over a month since I filmed all that, and I just discovered the other day that all the remaining footage is completely lost. Apparently I either never imported it or it got deleted from something, I'm not sure, but I have no footage of the rest of the build, so I'll just explain to you what you missed. I built a suitcase. It has lots of stickers on it. It opens and is not very hard to put together. I put all the leftover bits in there for now. I also built him a stand, which you can see him using right now. This involved some screwdriver stuff and whatnot, but again, was very simple to put together. And I did the rest of his stickering, so let's take a little tour of him here. You can see he's got some really lousy little stickers on his ankles, and some pretty lousy little stickers on his wrist things. The big problem with these stickers is that they're supposed to substitute in the black lining that you'd have on the edge of those things, but they don't even go over the edge. You can see there's silver right there. So they just look like stripes, and they look really silly. And if you get this model, please, even if you're just using a Sharpie, just get a Sharpie. Because these little black stickers, you know, the ones on the face and all that, it's more work doing them than to just take a pen and run it against all the sculpted-in crevices, or just running it along the edge of the wrist thing or the ankle things. So, yeah, those stickers are dumb, and I don't like them much. Anyway, I'm not sure when I'm going to get to do a review of this guy, but I wanted to finish off this V-build, because, damn it, I finish things I start, he says. Looking at the backlog of things never finished. Oh, and sometime I'll also figure out this malarkey. But in the meantime, that's V-Build 4. That's building some skull. Hopefully that was vicariously useful to one of you. Have a good night!